Creative and fun learning. Paper, Polyhedra. Kutfold Tapi. On a sunny Friday afternoon, in Mrs. Green's creative corner of the classroom, the children were eagerly awaiting their weekly creative and fun learning session. The table was filled with colourful sheets of paper, scissors, and rolls of colourful tape. In the centre of the table sat a little girl named Lily, diligently cutting a net shape from a hexagonal piece of paper. She had heard about these mysterious polyhedra and was determined to make one herself. Next to her, a group of children were busy folding their hexagonal nets into triangles. They laughed and cheered as they followed the instructions from Mrs. Green, who was carefully guiding them step by step. As the children continued to fold and assemble their polyhedra, the room was filled with a buzz of excitement. A young boy named Max watched intently as he carefully placed each triangle onto his polyhedron, taking great care not to make any mistakes. When all the triangles were assembled, it was time for the final step: securing the polyhedron with tape. The children worked together, carefully taping each triangle in place. Their polyhedra began to take shape before their eyes. Once the tape was dry, it was time to test their creations. The children gently nudged each other's polyhedra, amazed at how stable they were. Some wobbled slightly, while others stood tall and proud. Inspired by their creations, the children began to experiment with their new polyhedra. They discovered that if they struck the sides of their polyhedron gently, it made a pleasant musical sound. The room filled with laughter as they improvised tunes and rhythms together. Next, Mrs. Green challenged the children to a maze game using their polyhedra as navigational tools. The children placed one of their polyhedra onto the maze drawn on the floor and tried to maneuver it through the twists and turns. It was a fun and engaging challenge that kept them engaged for hours. As the afternoon wore on, the children were presented with a puzzle that required them to place their polyhedra in a specific order. It took them a while, but eventually they figured it out, feeling proud of their achievement. The final activity was to create a 3D scene using their polyhedra. The children worked together, arranging their creations to form mountains, forests, and oceans. It was a beautiful and imaginative display that left them all feeling a sense of accomplishment. As the day came to an end, Mrs. Green thanked the children for their hard work and creativity. The room was filled with laughter and pride as each child held up their polyhedron, showing off their unique creation. They couldn't wait to come back next week for more creative and fun learning adventures. The children left the classroom that day with newfound knowledge about geometry and a sense of accomplishment. They learned the importance of teamwork, creativity, and perseverance. And most importantly, they had fun doing it. As they walked home, each child proudly carried their polyhedron, knowing they had created something truly special.